Good morning. I am getting ready to cut open this pumpkin. This is just a small pumpkin pie pumpkin I picked up at Walmart. I just rinsed it off because I had it on my porch for a little bit and it looks like the chipmunks were chewing on it. So I just rinsed it off. It's fine. I'm actually going to cut it in half, harvest the seeds, and then I'm going to peel off the outer skin, and then I'm going to slice it into small pieces and put it in my dehydrator. I am going to dehydrate pumpkin. I've never done this before, but I was just Googling different ways to preserve pumpkin because I have tons of frozen pumpkin puree in the freezer. I have store-bought canned pumpkin puree in the pantry, and so I just wanted to think of a couple different methods, and it seems like dehydrated pumpkin is another popular way, and so it can be used like you can eat it as pumpkin chips, or you can take the chips and rehydrate them in water and add them to your pumpkin bread. You can add them to like risottos and stews and rice dishes, so pretty much anywhere that you want that little extra flavor of pumpkin. And I read that when you dehydrate it in your dehydrator, as opposed to sun drying it or putting it into the oven, it really retains most of its nutritional value. And so I've never done this. I'm going to give it a try. I did read also like the pumpkin is also another one of those fruits that can oxidize in air. And so as I'm cutting the slices, I'm going to put it in a bowl of water with 1/4 a cup of lemon juice. This is the same thing I do for like apple slices. So it just prevents the pumpkin from getting too dark. You don't have to use that step, but I want my pumpkin to try to retain as much of that orange color as possible. And since I had concentrated lemon juice in the fridge, I always have bottles of these in the fridge. Why not? So I'm not going to show it on tape, me cutting the pumpkin open. I've done that in previous videos, and I just want to get this done quickly and get it sliced up. So let me get this sliced up, and I will show you as I put them on the dehydrator. I have cut the pumpkin into small little squares. I kind of wanted it bigger than this, but it wasn't an easy pumpkin to cut up. So I made do with how it ended up. And since I only have 4 sheets or trays in my dehydrator, I ended up with about 2 cups full of pumpkin left over. I'm gonna save that for a different recipe. I have a different idea. But we got these 4 trays. This is plenty for me. And I am going to put the dehydrator on, and it should take between 6 to 8 hours. Let's see, what time is it right now? I will write it down and keep track of exactly how long it takes. But as usual, like when you're dehydrating something, it's gonna take everyone at different times because we all have different dehydrators. We all have different humidity levels in our house. We all cut our slices differently. So you kind of just have to check back every once in a while to see how your slices are dehydrating. So let me get this turned on. It has been about 10 hours of the pumpkin in the dehydrator, and it's dehydrated to nice, crispy little chips. I've actually like tasted them, and they taste really good. Like you could even snack on them like this. So when you add it to dessert, like if the batter's wet enough, you could just like leave it like this, but I recommend like rehydrating it by putting it in a little warm water until it's rehydrated to the consistency you like. So, or like if you wanted to add it to soups and risottos, I would leave it just like this. So first time I dehydrated pumpkin, I think it looks great. I'm gonna let it cool down, and then I will put it in a glass jar like this. So this is like when I dehydrated, this is pineapple. So I have these big quart mason jars left over from canning season. You could put it in like a Ziploc baggie if you wanted. I just like storing everything in glass jars because I have tons of them. Here is the pumpkin. It fits in a pint jar. So it definitely does break down a lot. And yeah, so then you just put a lid on it, and for a week you leave it on your counter and you just shake it. Give it a good shake every day. Like I'll show you on my pineapple. for a week and then you can put it in your cabinet, because they call it conditioning. Like, you might be missing like a little moisture when you dehydrate it, and so you just want to shake it every day, and if there's moisture, it moves it around and evenly coats it, because if it just stays in one spot, it will mold. This is just what everyone says on YouTube, so it's just an extra step that I will do. So basically, shake it once a day for a week, and then it will be safe to store on your pantry shelf. And there's so many different opinions of how long this can last. Like, I see some recipes that say use it up in 2 weeks. I see people say it'll last for a year. So I don't know, just watch it. You can tell if it's bad or not. I'm hoping it like lasts for a year, but I'm pretty sure I'll be using this up after pumpkin season's over with and there's no more pumpkins at the store. I will start using this. So definitely this winter.